You didn't show up because
one, I'm on home confinement.
Okay.
And I wasn't allowed. It was not an approved activity. Now, if I had an agreement, if it was already agreed that I was working for the network, because that could have happened prior to that, then if I wanted to shift, if I could have showed up and not get in trouble.
Okay.
But Jazz, I'm not going to risk my life for anybody to go back to prison.
Right.
So, I didn't stand her up. And more importantly, Jazz, you can't stand up somebody where they know where you are. I don't care if it's man, woman, no matter what your persuasion is, straight or gay.
Yeah.
If you're a significant other or you're a partner, you know where they lay their heads. So in my case, you definitely knew where I was because I was on home confinement. So how, and I can't speak for every ethnic group, but sisters, they're going to know. They're like, well, if he ain't coming, let me go pull up. Let me go to his house. Let me go to where he is.
We do pull up sometimes. We do.
Yeah. But you at least know where I am. So, and I couldn't, even if you didn't know, I couldn't go anywhere. I had a curfew and I was on home confinement. So I can't stand you up. You know where I am. The problem was I didn't have an agreement to participate in that activity. And more importantly, I wasn't going to put myself at risk with going back to prison.
Okay. So why did it appears that she was not aware of this because I'm just telling you as a viewer, I'm just telling you as a viewer,
right.
We sit and we watch her. It appears that she's calling you. You're not picking up. So did she not know that you weren't? Why was she under the impression that you were going to come on the date?
She wasn't under the impression. She knew that I couldn't come.
Okay.
We were communicating. I got a call in the wee hours of the morning about I'm coming to Philly, but not saying I'm coming to Philly to tape. Come to Philly to visit me and come to Philly to sit outside on the streets to tape. It's a whole different narrative. You come to Philly like you've done before. You're going to come over. You're going to pull up. You're going to come to where I am and go from there. Mm-hmm. But not all of a sudden saying, "Oh, I'm coming to Philly, and by the way, we're taping." Well, that can't happen.
Okay.
I would have been in so much trouble, Jazz, and it just wasn't worth it for me.
So did she know?
Listen, Jazz. Okay. She knew.
Okay.
It was clear. It was even, not only did she know, and I don't want to get into how, because it's not their responsibility.
Okay.
But she knew, and she could have easily just said, he can't come. I know he can't come. We can do this at another time. Or we can do it someplace else, or I can go to his house, and see the uncomfortable setting that he's in because he's on home confinement.
Right.
And because where I was released to wasn't where I am now.
Okay.
Fortunately, I was released almost a year and a half earlier than I would, because my time wasn't supposed to be up until September of this year.
Okay.
September of 22. So
okay.
She knew where I was. It wasn't like I was out of the country or on the West Coast and just stood her up. And that's sad, Jazz, because the narrative for males coming out of prison, unfortunately, is they come home and they do the female, someone that was riding with them all throughout the bid, which was not the case. It wasn't all throughout the bid. And they just come home and do them wrong. So that wasn't the case.
Okay. Did you all talk afterwards?
About
what happened.
There was I don't know where they are on the show. I don't watch the show, but it probably may have, the first time it was again addressed, because we definitely spoke, and it was communication via text.
Okay.
She knew I couldn't, but after that, because my position is this, Jazz, no matter how, and everybody has their own journey and they're going to do what they need to do for their own livelihood. I understand, she's a reality star. She has to do certain things based on her job. But when your moves and the things that you're doing is impacting my freedom by any means necessary, that right there didn't settle well with me. Okay. So I gracefully, just stepped aside, bowed out,
Okay.
No anger, no animosity. But when I see that you're going to expose me and not look out for my best interest, I just needed to step away.
Okay.
And continue to work on. I'm already dealing with mental health issues. So why would I even entertain that? Because that becomes a very, very, it can push or trigger other things which I wouldn't allow that.
Hi, you guys. So Sheree Whitfield's name has been all the buzz, I would say, this week. Um, so Tyrone interviewed with the Jasmine Brand after the announcement of Sheree dating Martell. I guess people wanted to get his take on their relationship because I don't think we really knew if Sheree and Tyrone were still together. We know he's going to make an appearance on an upcoming episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, but we really didn't know their status, right? So to see her with Martell, it's like, oh, okay, so she really was moving on. So he is explaining why he did not show up to the date in Philadelphia. And he's kind of pretty much saying what I was saying in one of my older videos, because I was reading that he was saying that he wasn't interested in doing the show because he didn't want to get in trouble because of the situation he was in. So, and he's maintaining his story about that. So I tend to believe him. And that's just my opinion, but you guys can let me know what you think in the comments. And now I'm going to play what Funky Dineva had to say about her relationship with Martell, and I'll be back.
On Sheree Whitfield's love life, Sheree confirmed that she is indeed dating Martell Holt and that she has already introduced him to her friends. The pair were also captured in a video provided by TMZ showing some public display of affection. Are y'all rooting for this couple? Q, I know you made a video of it, so of this story. What do you think?
So here is what's interesting. I spoke to one of my colleagues in media who has a very close relationship with Martell Holt. And according to her, Martell Holt is pissed and said that he and Sheree are not together, said that Sheree is not even his type, that he is building a pool for Sheree and is working closely with her, pulling permits and so on and so forth, that he is not with her and that his phone was ringing off the hook all day that day, and that he is extremely upset that she said that. So I don't know what the truth is at this point, because on the flip side of things, Sheree has never struck me as the type of woman who would go around claiming a man that's not claiming her. And I don't know how in any way, shape, or form she's incentivized or rewarded for attaching a body to her. But according to our media colleague that knows Martell, he's extremely upset and said that she's not his type and that they are not together.
Didn't we see video of them looking pretty?
Yeah, that don't look like he doing no pool with the video that we just showed.
I completely agree. I'm just telling you what the people said.
Also, Claudia, I'm gonna give a shout out to Freddie O because Freddie O just conducted an interview with her. He caught up with her, and in the interview, he asked her point blank, "Hey, what's going on with you and Martell?" And she shared the skin, and she said that that they are hanging out, that they're spending time, and that they were introduced through mutual friends. Now, I've known Sheree to do a lot of things, but I don't think she has to lie about this one to the point where he's disgusted. That's kind of weird.
I agree.
Now, I don't know Martell, but from the little stuff that I hear about the show, he seems like he is not born to maybe telling a lie or two.
Right.
He's got other women
he
that
got a whole nother woman.
He has other
pregnant.
women that he's trying to keep happy and don't want to make them mad. Of course, it would be a negative. Like guys don't like being put on blast when they ain't all the way cleared out all the other girls that they messing with. Mm-hmm. And he has other people he's still answering to. Because I second the Al. Sheree is not a liar, not as far as I know. She don't need a lot of kick it. She's been in media in the industry long enough. She knows that would backfire in her face if she lied about a dude like that.
And doing interviews. The only thing that's a little bit weird for me here is that I've been to Sheree's house. I don't know if you guys have been to her house on the inside of that house. That inside of that house is like a castle. It's beautiful. Furniture expensive. Everything in there costs $1 million. I just don't see her dating a man that's got 5 kids and them 5 kids coming and running through Chateau Sheree. I just don't see that. I don't see that part at all. That's the only thing that's a little bit awkward here in this story.
And Sheree, if you are dealing with him, which I do believe you are, and he has the audacity to tell people that he deny you, please run from him because you deserve a man that will proudly claim you. You don't need all that
Absolutely.
nonsense.
He's
So yeah, Funky Dineva is pretty much saying he has a source, and the source is the woman, and she is letting him know that Martell is upset that Sheree went to the media to confirm anything. I guess that second video was kind of telling, though. I mean, they were a little more touchy feely than the first video. And as you can hear, Funky Dineva is saying that he's assisting her with building a swimming pool. I don't know what Martell does. I have no clue what's what. What, you know, if he's a contractor or something. I don't know. Is he selling swimming pools? I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comments what you know about all of this. And how do you feel about what he's saying? Now, I know I kind of hinted about that. I feel like this could be leading us into next season for Sheree. Like, she will have another person of man of interest, right? Since she's not married. And I guess Tyrone pretty much let her know that he didn't want, or he could not do the show. Anything about Martell, what city he lives in, or how that's going to work. But maybe he is trying to, or they are trying to set it up to where he will now appear next season. Because, you know, this season is already, it's a wrap. He will appear next season on Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. Sheree has not commented on what Funky Dineva has put out here. So I don't know if she is going to say anything or not, but I'm sure she's going to do some more interviews as the season go on. So somebody will probably bring it up to her. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.